What happens if an AI actually time travels during its training to peek at future words before it even writes them? Welcome to Yurix AI. This is lecture 16 of LLMs from scratch, Zero to Builder, where our goal today is to master the mechanics of causal attention and dropout from the ground up. Real quick, here is our roadmap. Section 1, what causal attention is. Section 2, coding the mask. Section 3, data leakage and softmax. Section 4, dropout, and Section 5, the causal attention class. All right, let's dive into Section 1, what causal attention is. Standard self-attention lets a model look at everything all at once. Past, present, future, the whole shebang. But causal attention? That restricts the model to only consider past and present inputs. Now, if you're totally new to this, a token is just our basic unit of text, like a word or part of a word. So causal attention strictly limits the model to looking only at the current token it's on and whatever tokens came right before it. Which brings us to an absolutely crucial concept. To generate text left to right, the model must be blocked from peeking at future tokens. That's causal masking. If that just clicked, hit the like button. Moving right along to Section 2. Coding the causal attention mask. So how do we actually build this thing? Let's visualize our context size, meaning the absolute maximum number of words the LLM can look at one time. If we evaluate the phrase, "your journey starts," we basically create a matrix. You see that diagonal line? Everything on and below that line is the past and present, so those get an attention weight. But everything above the diagonal, that's the future. Those have to be completely zeroed out. In code, this is surprisingly straightforward. Step 1, you just create a simple matrix filled entirely with ones. Then, step 2, you apply a PyTorch function called torch.trill, which stands for lower triangular matrix. That function just wipes out the upper triangle, turning all those future token positions into zeros instantly. Okay, Section 3, data leakage and softmax. There is a huge pitfall here if we apply those zeros at the wrong stage in our code. Why would letting the model see future tokens during training count as cheating? Pause the video and drop your answer in the comments. Think about it like this. Data leakage is like taking a test where the answer key is heavily bleeding through from the back of the paper. Even if you try your absolute hardest to ignore it, those future answers are still totally going to influence your thought process. In our network, if we apply the softmax function, which is what turns our raw scores into stable probabilities, before zeroing out the future tokens, the math in the softmax denominator still uses those future values. The future bleeds through. It completely ruins the model's ability to learn. To fix this elegantly, we have to follow 3 precise steps. Step 1, calculate the raw attention scores. Step 2, instead of just zeroing things out, we replace the elements above the diagonal with negative infinity. Then, step 3, we finally apply the softmax function. Why negative infinity? Well, it's literally genius. We use a PyTorch function called mask_fill. It locates all the positive values in our upper triangular mask and swaps those exact positions in the scores with negative infinity. Then, softmax runs. Softmax relies on taking the mathematical exponent of those scores, and the exponent of negative infinity is a perfect absolute zero. The future is blocked before any leakage happens, while our valid rows still automatically sum up to 1. Which brings us to Section 4, dropout in causal attention. Now that we have clean, unleaked attention weights, we need to make the network way more robust using something called dropout. Dropout is a regularization technique that randomly zeroes out elements during training to prevent co-adaptation. What does that mean? Well, think of them as lazy neurons. Just like in a group project, sometimes neurons figure out their neighbors are doing all the heavy lifting, so they stop learning. Dropout randomly switches off certain neurons, forcing the entire network to actually pull its weight and learn better. Looking at the official PyTorch 2.13 docs, elements are zeroed out with a set probability p, say 0.5 for 50%. But wait, if we lose half our weights, doesn't our overall math get messed up? PyTorch automatically handles this. The surviving outputs are scaled up by 1 over 1 minus p. So for a 50% dropout, the surviving weights are simply multiplied by 2. Everything stays perfectly balanced. Finally, Section 5, coding the causal attention class. Let's put all these puzzle pieces together into a proper PyTorch class. Step 1, obtain your query, key, and value matrices. Step 2, compute those raw attention scores. Step 3, apply that lifesaver negative infinity mask. Step 4, hit it with softmax to get your probabilities, immediately followed by dropout to shake up those lazy neurons. And step 5, multiply by your values. Boom, you've got your context factor. One absolute game changer for best practices here is using register_buffer. This PyTorch method registers non-trainable tensors, like our fixed mask of ones and zeros, so they automatically move to the correct CPU or GPU right alongside your trainable model parameters. It saves you from writing manual, bug-prone code to move things around. And one last detail. We just add a quick slice to our buffer, bracket colon num underscore tokens, comma, colon num underscore tokens, bracket. This dynamically scales our mask for those weird edge cases where a batch sequence might actually be smaller than the max context size. It handles it flawlessly. As the quote goes, when multiple causal attention heads are stacked together, it leads us to the architecture powering modern large language models. We just built a totally secure, cheat-proof causal attention mechanism. Let's do a quick recap. We mastered causal masking, solved data leakage using negative infinity, implemented dropout to cure lazy neurons, and wrapped it all up into a PyTorch class. Like, share, subscribe to Yurix AI for a new lecture every day. Hit the bell. But before you go, think on this. If causal attention blocks the future to generate text left to right, how do models like BERT analyze entire documents at once without cheating? We'll leave you to figure that one out.